Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am your host, Sarcastic Owl. Today I'm going to present a special edition. This is the first of several, but I can assure you I am not starting off light. If you are in the UK, then batten down the hatches and prepare for chaos and utter anarchy. The rest of the world, be warned, this could happen to you. On Saturday, the 29th of February, for the people in the UK, the world will cease to exist as we know it. If you haven't been watching the news, then I refer, of course, to the new rules in the Highway Code, which come into effect in just 48 hours. You have been warned. They are nothing short of sheer lunacy and madness, and while many, especially cyclists, may protest otherwise, I am going to explain why, and in great detail, how I am right, and why we should all be very, very worried indeed. Firstly, in regard to the hierarchy of road users, motor vehicles come last, with pedestrians coming first. I repeat, road users, road users, followed by cyclists, who pretty much instigated all this. As you can see, here is the order, and if you have a car, don't even think being a road user with a car that you are anywhere near the top tier. What the government has done by pandering to these self-righteous, self-important muppets is give a green light to indiscriminate chaos and death. Whoever wrote these rules gave no thought or reparation to actual reality out of their plush, padded and paid for walls, and took into account the stupidity and ignorance of quite a few people out there, be they on bicycles or on foot. So, let's get started. I present you with Exhibit A. As you can see, the old versus the new. Can you spot the issue yet? As the bright sparks that passed this didn't. I'll give it a moment to sink in for the people who will think, oh, that's fine, you know, that's fair enough. We should be more respectful of pedestrians and more mindful of cyclists. And then I'll tell you to slap yourself in the face with a wet fish. Let's think about the pedestrians, shall we? Now, pedestrians back in the 80s, which was a fair old time ago, you would have had a pedestrian go up to the side of the road and do something incredible. Absolutely incredible. They would look left, they would look right, they would look over their shoulder. If the road was clear and they couldn't see a vehicle, or they could and it was far enough away that it was safe to cross, they would cross the road in safety, still looking left and right. It was called, now get this, it's lost technology now, but it was called the Green Cross Code. And it required pedestrians and cyclists, when they were still using the paths, to look out on the road to see what was coming, to see if it was safe. But alas, since the Green Cross Code became lost, forever forgotten knowledge, it's now not even remembered. So now you have two factors. You still have people out there who have common sense and are road smart. Or you have three options. You have those that don't look where they're going. They don't look left or right and just stride straight across the road when they get to it. So you got the ignorant ones and you just got the ones that, just don't give a monkeys. And then you have the others. The ones especially between the time of, let's see, 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning and between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, known as children. Yes, those very sensible individual little beings, especially when in large groups, those of a certain age. And can you imagine, while going round a roundabout, or at a junction with these new rules, you have to suddenly stop, and there'll be 5 children, 10 children, 20 children, all walking at their own pace across the road while you wait and see a massive queue of vehicles pile up behind you, if not in your backside, causing mass congestion. Now that's not going to cause chaos, is it? And then you have the lovely, lovely, adorable little children that go out on their bicycles or on foot, and when they see a vehicle coming, they think, oh, we'll be sensible. No, 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 no. Instead, they'll deliberately swing in front of vehicles, or even go so far as to faint in front and pretend that they're going to run across. And that was before the rule change. Now they know they can go in front of a car. You think they're going to stop that, or is it going to encourage them? Of course, I by no means aim to imply that children will be the main protagonists in what is to come. In regards to pedestrians, there are plenty of adults out there who will walk out onto the road as soon as they get to the curb and not look once. I can guarantee that within the first week, if someone is driving down a road about to turn and a pedestrian steps out, if they stop before hitting the pedestrian, the car behind will hit them. And if they don't hit them, the one behind them will get rear-ended. And so on. I practically guarantee it. And if by some small miracle that I am wrong, then if a vehicle has to stop for these instances, I foresee traffic congestion quadrupling overnight. And that is not even including the scammers out there who are simply waiting to jump on this. This is like a gift from the heavens. We've all seen the videos from China and Russia and everywhere else where scammers pretend to get hit, and thanks to dash cams, many of them fail. But now, with pedestrians given priority on junctions, they have just been given a bonus chance card where they simply cannot lose. And now we come to the cyclists. For if you thought the pedestrians were bad enough, that was the tiniest tip of the iceberg in comparison to cyclists. Here are the new rules prioritizing cyclists. Apparently, they're supposed to have more responsibility than before, but I still don't see it stating anywhere that they have to be insured or have registration plates, or will get fined for running red lights or colliding with vehicles. So where's the increase in responsibility? They have just had their cake with a slice so big nobody else could eat it. So let's imagine a cyclist pootling along at, say, 10 miles an hour and 30 mile an hour zone, and it's only a single road, or double, all got cars parked on one side. You have to give a cyclist 1.5 meters, which equates to just shy of 5 feet. So you have to have 5 feet to overtake a cyclist. Now I'll add in a bit of information on that. 5 feet is about the width of an average car. So you have to give a full car's width to overtake a cyclist. Now let's do some math work. Work out a car and a lane, not forgetting how wide and big these lovely, lovely shiny new vehicles are. Have we done the maths yet? Do we think we can get down the road with cars parked or a car oncoming on the other side? No, we are stuck behind the end of a cyclist. We will be wishing for tractors lining our streets before long, because at least they go faster and are more conscientious if they know vehicles are patiently behind them, waiting to get past. And the lovely trick of the day, now with the lovely, lovely rules, where the cyclist can ride in the middle of the road and doesn't have to pull over, then you won't even be able to pass them. And the wonderful people who thought these rules up and decided on them to prioritise the cyclist could say, no, no, the road belongs to everyone. people on foot, people on cycles, people having a poop on the toilet. The road belongs to everyone. As I said before, the road. Sadly, that may apply to the fact that people can use the road. It's not like it's illegal to set foot on it or put wheels on it, but they go round and round like the wheels on a bus, and unfortunately some don't go as fast as others. Now, if you've got a cyclist, a lovely, lovely cyclist, riding in the middle of the road, the self-important, I have every right to be here and deserve to be here, do you really think, with 3 cars to be 4, to be 6, to be 8, within 30 seconds, and gathering to be stuck behind them, they will think, I will pull over and let them pass? Do you? Do you? Somehow I think not. Not for the majority of them anyway. They're going to sit there, all pomp and smug, just thinking to themselves, I've got a right to be here, and I'm not moving. Tough cherries. To do so, you would take out any cars parked on the opposite side of the road or collide head-on with an oncoming vehicle. So be prepared to be stuck at 10 to 15 miles an hour behind a cyclist with absolutely no way of passing them. Tractors and caravans will be a thing to wish for in the future. Now, here is a theoretical but factual tidbit for you. If a cyclist is demanding 1.5 metres minimum each way, consider these 2 questions. Number 1, cycle lanes that are there for cyclists are 1.5 metres in total for both ways. So cyclists are demanding twice as much space on the actual roads in comparison to cycle lanes. And number 2, if a cyclist needs 1.5 metres minimum to pass vehicles for safety, then technically they are in breach of that if they do not pass stationary parked vehicles with the same distance. And it should also be required that in the hierarchy they should also give the same distance to pedestrians of 1.5 metres, which would be rather awkward seeing as many paths aren't more than 3 feet wide. In summary, if cars regularly pass or overtake each other with an average of 2 to 3 feet gap, whether it's 20 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, oncoming or overtaking, surely the issue for such distance isn't the onus of the motorist, but the cyclist to be capable of being on a road and under the same capability. I return once again to the hierarchy and the regulations, where they admit, in its own words, things were fair, but now they are not. And all the onus is on motor vehicles and motorists to take responsibility. Well, I'm sorry, but this war against motorists has been going on for a while now. But this is no longer a war. It's an extermination, either by blind ignorance of consequence or intent by the government. And it will have dire consequences, as it will make the idea of smart motorways, which led to an increase in deaths and accidents, seem like a ripple compared to a tsunami.